have a confession to make. I was a very late bloomer. I don't feel that my life began until I was 48, and that was 12 years ago. And I took a very bold move. I took a risk. I had fallen in love with essential oils, aromatherapy, and I had been studying for 4 years, and I decided to leave my corporate job. You know, I had been in the corporate world since I was in my 20s, not happily. I didn't really feel connected to that world, but from the age of 30 on, I was really interested in holistic healing. So I was doing weird things like drinking wheatgrass juice and using homeopathy and Bach flower essences and studying therapeutic touch and Reiki, and I was just fascinated. I used to go down to the herb stores in the East Village, and I would walk in and see all of these jars, and there was black cohosh, and there was nettles, and what were these things? And then when it came to plant essences, I mean, these are essences that have been extracted from different parts of a plant, and they're aromatic, and they can help us. They can be used medicinally and therapeutically. So you know when you're in a world where you feel connected and you feel like, yeah, this really resonates with me? The whole world of holistic healing and self-care resonated with me. So I'm going to share with you today some of my self-care regimes, rituals, and tips. And I'd love it if there's one that really strikes you to start implementing it right away, like tomorrow or even tonight. I feel that these self-care practices have helped keep me in touch with my own vitality and sensuality and sexuality at the age of 60. I don't take medication. I go to the plant world and supplements and food. So this was touched on yesterday by Regina and Dr. Ensler, the importance of food. Colors. The more colors your food has, the healthier. Just use that simple rule. Stay away from beige food. So, for example, and that's just a simple thing, stay away from beige food. One of my favorite breakfasts is to take a container of raspberries, organic, and an organic blueberries, and put hemp seeds on them. You're getting the protein from the hemp seeds, the texture. I mean, talk about sensuality, the taste of berries, the color of berries, the hemp seeds sprinkled on top for an unusual texture. In my oatmeal, which is beige, but I'll liven it up by putting goji berries. How many people here have had goji berries? Okay, good. So I'll use them dried, and I just sprinkle them into my oatmeal, and then I'll also put hemp seeds for the texture. I want you to start thinking about every meal you're making a choice. Am I going to feed and nourish and honor my body, mind, and spirit? Or am I just going to eat to kill the hunger pains or eat something because, well, you know, it tastes good? The statistics about the shocking facts of food, I was reading in my dentist's office the other day, in my dentist's office in National Geographic, that the average American eats 22 teaspoons of sugar a day. A day. There's so much hidden sugar in processed food, in just sweets in general, the things that we ate here today, the muffins, the bagel, yogurt. It's very hard to find granola that doesn't have sugar in it. So the superfoods, in your handouts, I've listed some superfoods, things like sprouts, chia seeds. These are out there now in all the health food stores. The farmers markets are popping up. The no-nos in my book are caffeine, alcohol, sugar, soda. I'm having a little moment now. Let me talk about sugar. Sugar, you get that spike in energy and then you go down. The spike and down. Nicotine is the same way. You want to eat foods that keep the body in balance. A body in balance is a happy body. So in terms of substitutes, I love sweets. In fact, I went on a vacation this summer with my 82-year-old mother. We went to the Arctic. I did the polar plunge, which was amazing. And every day I was eating dessert. I ate 3 desserts in one day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you know what? I loved it. But when I came back, I went back to my vegan ice cream. I use stevia if I want to sweeten my tea. There are healthy substitutes to these things. So let's say your weakness is sweets. Go to the health food store. There are things that are sweetened with stevia, barley malt, agave. Vegan ice cream, I like more than Haagen-Dazs. So there are wonderful vegan milks as well. Dairy can be very congesting to the body. You want food and drink that goes into your body and goes out. It doesn't linger like a lot of the processed foods. They just kind of stay and hang around. So in terms of coffee substitutes, and I'm not saying never enjoy coffee, never enjoy wine, but in moderation. So I've been really into teas. One of my favorites is a tea called rooibos tea. And it's high in, it has vitamins and minerals in it. Same with nettles. I have osteopenia, so I drink nettles tea, which has calcium. I take a tablespoon of coconut oil, which helps with the absorption of calcium and magnesium. I eat almonds. I drink green drinks, which I'm going to talk about too. And in terms of coconut oil is a wonderful oil to have. You can use it on your skin, you can use it on your hair, you can ingest it. I put a tablespoon of it in my tea the other night with my stevia and my rooibos tea while I massaged my feet. And these are food and things like self-massage. They really are ways of you honoring yourself. Now, oil pulling. Has anyone here heard of oil pulling? Okay, great. Well, I found out about it from my holistic dental hygienist. And she told me to take a tablespoon of coconut oil and swish it around my mouth, in and around my teeth for up to 20 minutes. Do this every day. It's a natural tooth whitener. It's great for the health of your gums, and it removes toxins from the mouth. So it's a wonderful self-care practice. So even just buy yourself a jar of coconut oil and it will really serve you well. And you can Google and 100 uses for coconut oil will be displayed. Other self-care practices, the skin. My skin has changed a lot with menopause. At this point, I'm post-menopause. I like to dry brush my skin, and sometimes I'll treat myself to a ritual in the morning where I'll light a candle, I'll dry brush my skin. In your handouts, there are instructions on how to do it. Then I'll massage my body with coconut oil and then get into the shower. And I've really taken care of myself and honored myself.
What is dry brushing?
You get a brush, a brush, and on dry skin, you brush your skin. It's very good for exfoliating. It's good for lymphatic drainage, the circulation. It firms the skin. It can be good for cellulite and bathing. How many people here take baths? Okay, terrific. Bathing. Hippocrates said the way to health is to have a scented massage and bath, aromatic bath every day. And but what would it be like if we lived in a world where everybody did that? Now, I sometimes go through my spurts where I'm very diligent. I fill my tub, I put the Epsom salts, I put my oils, I light a candle, I put on nice music, I even bought a bath pillow. And then, I just fall out of the habit of it. And then I'll do it again. I'll say, wow, this is fantastic. It's much better than watching the news. Sometimes when I get home, I sit and watch the news with my laptop. But taking a bath is a whole different experience. You are giving yourself something. You are giving yourself a gift. You're honoring yourself. You've created a self-care ritual. With oils, I only use natural products in the bath, and I try as much as possible to use them outside because what you put on your skin goes in. So you want to eat a healthy diet, but you also want to use natural products. There's a wonderful website called No More Dirty Looks, and they profile companies that use natural ingredients, including natural makeup and body care, face care. So start looking at labels. You know, when you look at back labels, do you understand what most of those chemicals are? No. And synthetic fragrance. How many people here use perfume? Okay. Now, most perfume is made with synthetic fragrance. It doesn't sound it, lilac, geranium, but it's synthetic. It's made in a lab. It's not coming from a plant. So there is a real distinction between synthetic fragrance and essences that come from plants, which really have very powerful healing properties. I'm sure, all right, let me ask this question. How many people use lavender or have heard of lavender? Okay. Do you mainly use it for relaxation? Mainly? Okay.
And skin healing.
And skin healing, yes. It's wonderful for skin healing. It's wonderful for burns. It's an analgesic. I use it for pain. I have trouble with my feet and my knees, and sometimes I'll take just straight lavender right out of the bottle and put it on my knees and my feet. And I'm not going to suggest that you try this, but when I go to the dentist, I don't get Novocaine. I use lavender on my gums, and I don't need Novocaine. And the dentist has a very hard time with it, but I'm just sharing this with you to drive home the power of plant essences, the power of aromatherapy to touch us on many, many different levels. A lot of people have been talking about dancing. My favorite form of dance is called the 5 rhythms, and you can Google it. It was developed by a woman named Gabrielle Roth, and the whole premise is that there are these different rhythms in life, different energies. And so when you go to one of these classes, and they have them all over, and they definitely have many different classes that you can take in the city, you move to these different rhythms, in bare feet mostly. A lot of the women will wear flowy skirts. It's for all ages. And you dance for up to like 2 hours, usually without a break. And it is one of the most cathartic, one of the best workouts you could ever get. And talk about being in that child. You're not self-conscious. You're just in that moment, in that dance. And men go there too. Sometimes people will partner dance a little bit. Of course, partner dancing and tango has become very popular. So this physical activity, being present in your body. I have a mini trampoline at home, and sometimes I'll jump on it because it's also very good for lymphatic drainage and circulation, and I'll put on The Village People. You know, this song Macho Man? Yeah. And, you know, I mean, I look very conservative, but, you know, it's like the best way to, you know, I want, and jumping and just the joyfulness of it. So, and weightlifting, which came up yesterday. Weightlifting for women, and we all need to be concerned about our bones, some more than others. My 82-year-old mother does weightlifting, and I do it 3 times a week. I also do restorative yoga. Has anyone here done restorative? It's the most gentle, lovely. All the poses are done lying down. There's no downward dog, because I don't like that stuff. It's all gentle. You sleep. It's very meditative. So, you know, some of you may already have meditation practices, which I haven't been disciplined enough to bring that into my self-care practices. But a restorative yoga class once a week, you know, Google it and see if there's one in your area, is really, really lovely. Green drinks. How many people here drink green drinks? Okay. Green drinks help maintain the alkalinity of your body. And an alkaline body has a healthy terrain where illness is less likely to develop. So in your book, I've included from one of my dear friends, a holistic practitioner. He created a chart which shows foods that cause inflammation in the body and foods that don't. And it's really very simple. So maintaining an alkaline body, there's less likely it will be that illnesses will develop. Green drinks, wheatgrass juice is one. I mean, I tasted it for the first time a long time ago, and I remember grimacing with each sip, but now I just kind of slug it down. It's called a wheatgrass shot. You know, you can buy juicers, you can buy a fresh juice there's so many juice bars now, or powders that you can buy. It's another way. What am I eating? What am I drinking? It's a consciousness. Is this giving me life? Is this giving me life? Is this helping me stay in touch with my youthfulness and my vitality? The other thing that I do is I like to do things like once a week, maybe on a Saturday or Sunday, I'll give myself a facial. And it's simple. It's not, I'm not doing extractions or anything like, but just as simple as exfoliating my face, the skin on my face, and then putting a mask on. You can even, sometimes, you know, I find I'll wake up in the morning and I just look a little wrinkly, or, you know, I just look, wow, I don't look so great today. I put egg yolk on my face. And then I keep it on for 10 or 15 minutes, wash it off, and it just, wow, I look much better now. So little things like that don't take time, because time is just, it's really just a made-up excuse. So have a self-care ritual. Maybe it's something you do every night. Maybe it's something special that you do once a week. At night, one of the nicest things to do is to massage your feet. My feet always hurt, so doing that, just think every day, what could I do today to take care of myself? It's a really great question to ask. And Sheila mentioned Omega. Well, I've been to Omega. It's in Rhinebeck. It's a holistic learning center, and it's a wonderful place to go. You can even go there for R&R. And then there's also Kripalu in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. And there's also the Open Center in New York. So as you go on your journey of exploring, these are places that can really help support you. So on a final note, I have a twin brother, and he said I should tell you that I'm 90. I'm not 90. I feel that I have a lot of years left and a lot of things to do, and I hope that you will continue on your journey and take impeccable care of yourself, because you're worth it. Thank you.
I hope when you left the corporate world, you didn't give us the payoff.
Oh.
You'd give just in 2 sentences.
Go. Oh, about my company.
Yeah, tell us what you do.
Oh, I have a beautiful company called Essence of Vali, and and we create, it's a line of aromatic products. There are samples in your gift bag of our sleep drops, and I also have samples of my perfume at my table.
That's fantastic.
I have a table here. Sleep, I forgot to talk about sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself. 7 to 8 hours is really the goal. So,
and by the way, that's a great example of receiving. We so often take things for granted, like our ability and the value of just allowing ourselves to sleep, to rest, to take it all in that way. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you.
So